But Yambra na yembedi nkomo. First time on our show, I guess. Good morning. Apo mwen. I see. Live on Onua 95.1 FM. And there are key issues and come out from one of them, yeah. And next is about back to next is about back to a more duty post and so and I make her saying ne nka say the one Ghana city on fuel no implementation take effect, but yen enim and also Palestinian for issues are happening. Or money the Israeli make her say things are not okay on the market, and so the president has given a directive to the sector minister and then the finance minister say monitor situation, and we reckon that because of that and in implementation say tobiano intimian toja, but the minority akasa fa ho yebehwe what the minority has said about this and more other issues. Friday, the Attorney General, staggering revelation, huge revelation. Attorney General, Edibetuja, and also yen sama yebedi in command pay na itimi edi afa ho. But my member back to studio na me welcome me guest na yentum na yendis in common. Bibi aboko de
Air of freedom, Ghana memu, ene uko joma, niyame nyina kototin. Emre bi etwe some few years ago. Na uko market a ube hu se na edwedifu okura ye dede. Omani mwa ya sheshe as MPP for the omani ko share baby. Say ya buso masi o say ya bu asi o yeni. But enam abapa Ghana for 2 ye. Enam eni bia Ghana for ni bie nti. Omo atu abapa ma ene obi ahoto no wo Ghana ha sei ene me ne wo ka sei emre bi etwem na unemployment rate was 14.7%. Ene ya nu ya be ma me ame boss Malik Basentali e bo ejuma wo waye papa say emebu no bebre na benye ejuma aye se ne be ya sa unemployment rate na ye beto ye no eso be ye den eso beti and so wo beti a wo be call YE portals no about 12,000 community assistant police, any community assistant fire service for and now beti say eja to baby na ye free fire service for kra omumba eno no nkyere se omuntumi nye omwedwuma omuye omwedwuma but ye hia more hands se ne ebe ya eja ne to baby antemtem a ebi kra betumi edi enim akwa akohwe niama ekoso a se ne ebe ya mpanyifo no kra bedi ekire and now come most of the communities now be who say nkola kra because of the drug abuse ni sa niama no omu wiewia niama. But if we have this community assistant policing now, they educate people in the community. They see to it say crimes ni be den ebe reduce the various community and they also assist the police. And this is the kind of government I said utu abamana uti baby wa ube feel say okay I have done very well by voting the cruel wicked NPP government out and bringing in the NDC government led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama a obebu ejuma di amaye enye honkwa the goodwill e wa ban we mu also papa ya share 6 months ya niama ekoso even though wa ukase Moses ya ukase Israel ni Iran for sa omo issues sem ya abananse krama crude oil cost ewo oman we nyinemu but me no ukase ya na pe kra ya tifu wozo kakra me no ukase ya tifu wozo kakra bi eno no kire say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ashe Ghana for bo and he is delivering on his promises and on the he is focused on the resetting agenda sani ebeya ye di Ghana be si gina ye papa bi na dachi ofri ho no oni aban mu mpo a obi di ne nsa bebo ni kuku aka said this is the government I voted for and this is the man we all as Ghanaians were looking forward to obeba na all the Ghana ayeden esi baby papa ayede edi amaye So the goodwill in the NDC government no also. And it's a obiti baby no kasa bebria nene na agi wanye aduane pedi because ayatete enuane so e na opeso oye dede hu obi so TSC street so okoye strike na bibia e bia bra na wa bra na doctor's advice or see onkonye exercise kakra na ona. So that is it.
And but some sana ototumuna nkrofo sana
for the Ghana we have today, no, a lot of people, majority of Ghanaians, are lauding His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, any NDC for, and they say he is doing well, and then he should continue doing the good works to reset Ghana for us again.
Gifty Enam Bedevi, your deputy constituency women organizer, Botiano English, among from Edima, the National Democratic Congress NDC. Mame 2 minutes. Yenjin Krato, we begin to tackle our issues one after the other. Live on Union 95.1 FM. Well, Yaba back to studio. Now, young fire first issue on board. NSA scandal. Gifty Oware used service allowances to back 30 million ADB loan. Dr. Dominic Ayeni na eka say. Na oshe nipa ene we name omo in the scandal, around 12 of them holding key positions. People are saying, Doc, if you have the evidence, why use the court of public opinion but not the law court to expedite the cases? No. Yensha say with the figures the people involved. Are you surprised?
My dear, I'm more than surprised. Just me Friday no before no my fancy can see farmer me am CEO of Maslock yeah me Eloma Bigel Mensah obo ejuma papa. But let me send this message across to all Ghanaians say enye Maslock eye aban ejuma ye ko bi a ye so the productive poor asene.
Productive poor. And no chere say obi asabi oye ejuma ne sika nnoso a odi be hye ejuma ne mu ejuma ne betra ye kese e de ama no ono so betumi afa ejuma ye fo etri omo kakra but this one no eye ejuma ye ko obi a Ghana fo nyina ye na ya adwen ye say e hye aban ase nti aban di da so nti no ye ko gisika ye ntua na ujisika untia say
that is it. But my first information we call out na omo hu say Maslock no fan is a microfinance the normal it's a normal microfinance you can walk to
any other microfinance
very well
say interest
no but aban aye ne say oba obeye ne mra odi ama wo sane ebe ya unkofa ne ama bebre e mansa na omo be ma osika no odi e tro letter bra Would letter ne ba na indicating ya would sika ne koye indicate the amount a wo pe wo business certificate are ready na would ya ka ho any wo Ghana card aka ho aban se me de ma 1% pe koye adwuma no fa so obi a wo benye bia wo de ebre me 1% on sika na wo ye den wo beje ye no na me fa mo afofrofo a sabi omo so hie sika de aye omo adwuma we nso ye boni aban ye boni onye boni aban se bra me toka ama wo Fakoye juma na busumi biya betuya ka ne sika eno so ye boni enye boni but me ne wo kase aban ya from MPP aban beje sika me ne wo kase they are prominent people who were MPP aban mu amebo mu din kire okura na hu bedru you understand which they came and guarantee for car for people guarantee for monies for their own people which they are not paying at 1%.
Send them to court.
Oh, the document we are preparing their document. I bet court says any attorney general be out. They will also hear from us very soon. But there will money say since we are using the media, some of them or munim say or mu Ghana for mudika was all mutiano. They are paying the monies. Also, so I would say why yabo would wuntiano. The oral is coming after you. Ora after you because ora ne mandate ne say ye jiji niama nkrofo alote ye jiji niama asabi nkrofo ewia Sani ebe especially eba ne sika afemu a sani ebe ye de beboa on mine because on mine here sika.
But give to me about omo mbeji sika no. Some of them omo defaulted to like how many months are any be defaulted?
Some have defaulted 4 years, some have defaulted 6 years. So automatically no obi aye na dwen say mean to ya because e ya ban sika. Even some of the cars ebi a change color no to the extent ebi yi track and Africa ne so ebi grace sa number plate ni niama. You
how
understand?
Can you change the car's number
so
plate?
that is stealing. And again, I'm ran so chresa we are here to make jail with 25 years with evidence. What is here? And to what hona say waji maslock car, waji maslock sika na wuntu ya buy mra chresa for 25 years no you can be jail. Enti yesromo elom yo bia na kuma da formotie ni party say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enti na ye ne de to maslock ano no bra ne tenase will give you reschedule payment plan sani e be ya wo be sha ye fufura ye de etua ba wanya aso tie na waso ye din a ora beba bechew echewa aban enye boni bia ye because ye hia sika ye de bebu oman no ye hia sika ye de be ye oman ni ye. So that is on the side of Maslow.
Gifty, I'm interested in what you are saying. Can you give me a rough figure of how much a workum, like how much people have a munchiama Maslow?
It's in because car ba ko kra ni boy saying minua car ba ko ni boy saying enye na ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama aba ukoport out to me you car look at those days 8 years etwemu MP before ni beji aban no. And it is their own people who were the CEOs and deputy CEOs, directors over there. So they were just giving the things out like that without doing any follow-up, without doing any recoveries. Many workers say, I can't da on WOHO. And yeah, easy. I'll prepare the documents for you.
I would love to get that document so that we can.
I think your sister station, Onua TV, has a document. One of the hosts has the documents. So after, namaji documents now. So we are pleading with Ghanaians. So what beji emwa wa masloka. And you say koji sikanu kodi udi ko ba ya so udi ko ye ejuma. And every document you brought proves say ejuma na wo ye. And the mandate of Maslock ni say we are supporting the productive poor. And teacher say wo ba ye no uni ya wo ye ni a wo tro ye ni monitoring ni evaluation ya nkasa ye nyina ne say wo ye ejuma. Enti yesre mo aban na eboa yo. Enti yensu yemmo aban no enwum bia ya na everyday me call other radio me pese omboto ne say oman ni beye yi a efiri ye nara enti say ye boa aban boa wo na wo mpese wo be boa aban na kire say wo ye mambofo what say aban bi etwa mu a ye bo omudin kra na say bi omu tietie mu ye kwa ni ma. I think the issue of NSSS is a national a cancer be to national Ghana man nyina because ene ye din da abrochi ni baby ya o international world baby ya ye din da ho ne ya me ya ne say abawia na o ka ho no so me din na da ne so I bet the same name Gifty what is ena ye Gifty for so de ye ntisa enka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na dream papa mu no ena na nse wayi e ma dodo na so mo kotina ejuma yekwo bebre ano enka oba de ye di boni say di enka ni kwan say wo be di boni o.
So wo convict no in the public opinion when court and convicted.
There be na court. Listen.
No, give you remember you have a conversation. What Attorney General be kan ye ne on the findings.
Very well.
Inti afei no ode be court.
Very well.
Inti why are we not saying suspect but trying to point it like
okay we can go for the public sake any baby asem na akodru no we can use suspects
okay
but edina eda sister ne so na sabi or ye fa ni Gifty no no ho eye me ya kakra because Gifty in prempi no ye Gifty for no ye ho jo kakra wa ye ho njo kra na chisa wo be kai ansa na who say okay, we have other side, and automatically everybody has a good and a bad side. What he has here, so offending the panans and who said this is the bad side of the person, but this is somebody here. Sabi during the campaign time, Nikrana, she was just putting words out, bigger words to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or no diane hotesa. Suspect Gifty Oware. Asa ni hote sa me meti asem no sabe me ho dwere me pa say sabi oba besia to me nya suspect edin kese yesi Yet, Attorney General no can say, or say this is a criminal enterprise. That is the word the man used. And when you search for the meaning of that word, no, and ask them, it's a shame to your family. It's a shame to yourself. The credibility you have created so many years, the repetition you have created in politics so many years. Why do you sit down as a woman? Now say, ube meticulously strategize to take this sum of money. Ghost name or saying that is where the issue of our system is not working. That is where the corruption when Nanado Dankwa Kufuado was in government, Ghana for TMU, what buying your corrupt or what buying your corrupt or moon person mubetie sa word ne corrupt ni kra. These are some of the evidence, even though the issue has not yet gone to court, it's yet to go to court. What you see? But this is the evidence. Corruption na ye born Nanado Dankwa Kufuado no and nene abeda table no so no. And this is somebody who is not just a mere president, but he is a lawyer. Nanado Dankwa Kufuado was a lawyer. He used 40 good years to prepare himself to become a president. And those days, Ghanaians were shouting, where the obedi president, obey your money ye, where the obedi president, and your bisika no babe. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, where we are yasika, where your money chance na, obeba be we are yasika biom. Not knowing His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was as white as water, was as pure as water.
We are talking about Gifty Oware. Why are you mentioning the name of?
Yes, I'm laying my foundation. I'll come there. You see, if you appoint people to be on to be the CEOs, directors, and what have you, you need to scrutinize them. We were here in this country when Ghanaians were shouting, "Yerisha follow Nanado, Yerisha follow Nanado." Say yo, until your cry, until your case. It got to a time he was not even the president again. Because
who was the president then?
He wasn't the president because Obekachre you say Samutie Musa or mining Koya and Yamunya will be Fufroba or Beba Bayeni. But then Nanado wasn't president, not in Niamatu or mine Ankasan and ruling those times. We were in Ghana, we saw it, and things were in a mess, things were going wrong. And woe unto you, so obey your NDC ni communicator, obey na radio and TV, so I obey Kasa Nanado you're corrupt. Somebody who used 40 good years to prepare himself to be a president. And all those things were happening in your government. What did he do? Just say, "Onu di oma wo post na wakotina or wakotina say, wa how say ye nia obey ana ye money card ni bi ana." All those evidences will come out. Now let's look at your friend is yet say ye e-switch card being so was be FEA. And look at the amount of money that was on that e-switch card. What was the FIC doing? And you can say the system is not working now. It was something as here those days. 2021, 22, 23. Or break it down figures no according to every year. And we saw the figures. And the highest was in 2022, 2023. Is it because they knew they were going to lose elections until you bet or mindset can you bet to me? But they should conscientize one more deep positions here. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Dio Muabesia said the days of reckoning is very short. And to say, "Oh, ye bibi, I was a woman when need that." And Mawadi nya was say, "Ye de mia kotina ho enti sike bi ebe ba ebe fa me nsem bia was say me ye de midi. And now be fa kwine bi so." Now we are Ghana Sika. This time Ghanaians are very wise and they are calling for accountability. Because Ghanaians are calling for accountability, no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on now. So do I see who are appointed with Kotina Honti or better or Heinz to say Sani Akufuado ye and evidences are coming out, baby. And to what we are CEO, we are director, we are government communication po yes rawo. Ye buko to jensa dan sayam yesra mu nyina Ghana sika no enya mudia o eye nyina ye tax na ya jeje ne nkakran na ya bo ano se ye de besiesi oman no e na ye de wo si ano se sabi enya ni ade a wonim si obi ba ya kwanya bi keke na wenya akotena ho So it doesn't mean say kone kodi Ghana sika with the mindset say we kra me di kra say ye nchimi o. Ene ye chiwa ubedemu. Ye chiwu and they find you culpable evidence wo ho a ubedemu.
So with the happenings so far, what then air catcher the NDC? Yes, you've spoken about issue of a system, no? What is the government doing if indeed it's the issue of the system because system is supposed to act as checks and balances where one falters, no, another will be able to correct, but throughout the chain nothing was corrected. If their AG Kano is anything to go by, what is the government doing now to ensure that things will be corrected? So
my main free this angle, Dr. Ayene me na assemble ko na aye me de wo hu ne say he says some of them are coming for non-prosecution discussions.
Yes.
But me nyansem makola drink keke American said the states need money. And he said obi abetena se no ka say okay sika na sabi me wi aye no sika no enie midi e ba se ne be ya mu be ja na akona enya se wo gisika ne keke a wo be ye den wo be ja no gisika no if it is 25 years and an infun so na wa ye to me cover no wo jail a chemu mienu na money half no cost spending half no because yeti hey we know Ghana say yensem kra yensem sem court kra no you know how we delay it and ABC table so kra OSP I obi abo obi din kra so ye fugitive.
Yes.
What he has here? And no ordinary echina or see cancer, echina or see say. We have people in Ghana here, our moyare cancer area, but they are still walking around because with medication. And to want to me, be we are Ghana sika pudro say. Na ye hwehwe say be ye ano a. Na ene wo say me yare cancer, me call operation me yes. Nkrofo bebre sabe e wo Ghana has here, they are suffering from cancer. But omo nam Ghana has say Echo court de bia. We have evidences to that, and you know it yourself. What you see here, and the young person, assembly beko court, echo delay, not 2 years, 3 years. In the case of Opuni, Opuni case, look at the number of years in assembly D court, 6 good years. What you see here, so we don't want this issue, NSS issue. We to say sa cases ni bi omu be delay ni sa kopim sa time no but near was say ye hu ne say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has only 4 years 1 term pe enti ni obeba nechi no we don't know how the person is coming to handle this case na say ye the assembly court enti say nipa no ba these 12 people here come asem including Gifty Oware-Mensah na so mo ba na sika ne kito omo take the money we know say that amount na here about 548 million plus no yen to me nya nyina because sabi bi befa baby because we've seen the suspects some of them chilling enjoying with their husbands and so on ni aya me ya wo ho kra ne say ni kunu kra ye lawyer so ka ho emrani
ada ni kunu wakofa na bemu.
But the name was part of it. Yeah, once he said Dr. Ayeni Bonidi, Nikunu ye one of the people who append their signatories on one of the documents.
So speak about the husband, speak about all link you kunine.
No, but Nikunu, some maybe say and me no worries is here na me no wuti has here. We are family. And to me BBI is a chain, it's connecting. Ye bo wudi ashem ne kan we be kame. What he has here? In the issue of Edubuahi issue isukra ono ne yiri kra na oko sisa kan go we baro mi wadi dwane. You understand? So we have had evidences, a lot of the evidences in this NPP for government and Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo corrupt wicked government yeah yehu niama bebre the evidence are there. So if the evidence are there no yam pesa issue we better work court. It should take like 3-6 months no to prosecute the people if they are found culpable. What he has here. And if the money is come, he should take it. Metitisa was here be no more dear, they will not take the money. No, take the money and prosecute them, give them half of years ne wasanka ne corruption no ana ne crown no boy you know etumidi you know so that they will go and learn some lessons because that is what Ghanaians want to see. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni NDC for amesha bokeke wo Bosha no share ye no e wo say ye disu e ma Ghana fo nyina hu say nia papa ne ka ye no ene na oye den oye no because we've been in this country amafo share bo one district one dam Palugu dam he a whole flag bearer eji hu sika say me kwa akoye Palugu dam anye. So there are a lot of those things we are going to see coming up in the subsequent days. What you see? Niamani dia bebire o. Docket na egu hono enye easy ora I receive documents in terms of corruption enye documents kitwa and to where dia kitwa akra so they should make sure say sa niamani nyina evidence o mo enya no e kokota e mane nche and if the people have the money take the money and give them the half term e wo so omuko enye deterrent and farmer omo a ya appoint you omo to the various institution no.
All right, Gifty dey say yes if omo dey plea bargain e ba Mamo njeno in total, plea bargain no, mon bargain well so that monies will be retrieved and then custodial sentence would also be meted out to a year or more involved in this scandal. I mean, it's huge, very huge. Yembra back to studio. Gifty Waha, Doc Abekansa. My main wrap up with Gifty on the issue. Need to Gifty, this is what the energy expert is saying that yes. And yeah, dear Beshada are affecting. The only issue could be how we manage the year CD. As now, Sydney depreciated around 10 or so percent. Pesos. No, if we don't manage it well, that is where shocks in the baby. But if we're able to manage the CD well, with what he's saying, we are good to go.
But Osha Niama can't no. Like he rightly said, no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Nyansem, even before Yebe inauguration crown, he find a way of visiting some African countries. On your leaders, no ebe yeden, ebe kambo museni ebe yo mubehe na Africa ebe ye krabehe. And on that note, what me who say some few years ago, Akufo-Addo abaimo na ye political stand ne kura na say African countries and respect Ghana because of nyana koso the mess they were creating any sani amano fu obo koso na ye kana obi enti and all those things. But within the short term period John Dramani Mahama ni NDC for bayano you have seen Nia Papa Netumia with the help of his ministers and in the CEOs ni bi Miami boss Sami Jemfi omwaye dia are stabilizing the fuel price no. So energy experts they can also see anya dia ebe yeden ebe ha adwen because Mahama why be dawo. Even those days there were similar issues like this, but he didn't come back to tell us say fango bo na e kosro no because of intokwa ebi mu ekun. That is why we are here today. He has immediately seized our one Ghana cedi now. Omobeji on the energy sector levy nukra di abwa ye enyinama from ahu ode ejina so nukra. Ose mu holding on ayeden answer. He didn't disrespect Ghanaians. This is the kind of leader. He's very focused.
But the minority also told you that you went ahead to pass.
They don't have any moral rights.
Sound.
To talk to us like that. They don't. The NPP minority in parliament, led by Honorable Afenyo Markins, doesn't have any moral rights.
Why?
Baby, I dream. Niama kosu debiye. Why na ye? Why mo ne create mess no? Why mo ne create ye? That one cedi levy we were about taking to just sustain the electricity power in Ghana no. Why mo ne create mess no? John Dramani Mahama Nyansem no the Asla levy by 2015. When he was about leaving in 2016, he met Nanado one-on-one. I am not shy of saying this. And whoever says what I'm about saying, no cry. Uncle Noko bisa Nanado no say. Didn't Mahama meet him? What he has here?
Why?
He should go and ask the former president Nanado.
Good.
Say he didn't meet Mahama telling him that, see, don't ever touch the Asla funds. Because who touch your energy sector no, I am faulty. And he nod his head, open his eyes, watch into His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's face, and said yes. Onya sorry call ye pen or see debi. Officer Ghana siga ye DBA nye yana. You understand? Or say ye di be enye yana. Ehona no ba yakra. If the ASLA funds wasn't doing well for Ghanaians and I wasn't doing well at the energy sector, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will not implement it at the first place. But no, Nanado Nankwa Akufo-Addo ni MPP for buy and Odikosia who were for 50 years. Eji hu bosia. What he has here. So I don't even expect them to sit in parliament as minority to be shouting. Say, no, they don't have the moral right as it stands now. See, Ghanaians are comfortable. What Ghanaians are looking forward for is a stable economy. What Ghanaians are looking forward for is to reset Ghana for them. And that is the kind of president, listening president we have today. That is the president, Sebi. I'm mindful for if we have somebody like His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in our country is going to be better than it is now. What he has here. So the minority need here, omonya idede no omoye no, medical culture will say, the way John Dramani Mahama is running the economy no, ene na ye omode, ene na ema sikaba omo bottom, ene na ema omunye aduane di, ene na ema omo aye comfortable to the extent say they can say anything at any time. But for them, if we are to caution people, they don't stand in the right position to be cautioning NDC or to be saying say they are telling us to run the economy. It's just 6 months. 6 months pen NDC and look at the miracles that are happening. Look at the miracles that are happening. So if they knew all this, and then at those days, no, they didn't give those advices to the president. Right. Then, what he has here. So we beg them, they should just sit and watch how a country is being governed by NDC and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and learn from it. When they come back 32 years, then they will also go according to it and not come and create the mess and the corruption and the wickedness they came to show Ghanaians again.
Thank you. Gifty Enam Gbedevi Deputy Constituency Women Organizer. But you know English, you're man from for NDC. Dr. Ramsey Inusa, Senior Member Movement for Change. Doc, Akwa Babo Kodie.
Nyamia do we dey mesre wo se mo fancha mi na. Onim se nsuo to ana
issues so.
Baby yiri. O pese o find shortcut to rabat shortcut.
Account
na
eno kra ko create problem kra ma.
Create problem to mo fancha mi. Ma memfa wa fide so nchia o tiefo ni mahwefo ni na mentwa me nua obaya hu se obo hit pa
otuja pa. Doc emri ni o yenhwe Gifty Oware on the famous 11 omo ya 12. I mean the names are OSP Attorney General by 12 of them.
Yes.
And the staggering figures of boy. Yes. Were you surprised? Because now in previous media conference, waka about this, but the further revelation and the figures, were you surprised?
I'm not surprised.
Why?
I am never surprised because we knew that this was a mobile for their own selfish interests and gains. They came to loot the state. That is why you mubino. And then in Crawford, more Ghana or more Nyansa. They respect us more than ever because we were the ones that looked at what was happening within the party. No? I was a former MPP person. Do you think say and then asema abano against the interests of the people of Ghana? Young people are national service. Be more allowance. More transportation, more DDM, so that they can be able to develop their personal capacity. And then begin to take over the world. Do you think that these people care about the future of the youth or the future of Ghana?
No, these are allegations.
Minua, yenja is adiano. Minua.
There
be the minua. Asem wa baku.
Doc, meno.
Yes.
Yawahama, Obiti says Stephen Opuni doctor.
Yeah.
Yawahama, I can name them.
Yeah.
Similar allegation.
Yeah.
Ato Forsen.
Yeah.
How your level against them.
Yes.
But through the court process, no.
Menua,
the issue no about out say
yes.
they were not culpable. So why are we hastening like this.
Menua.
Yinyabotre.
Loan okoji wo ADB. Ayenukra na zenyenukra.
That is for the court to decide.
That is for the court to decide. The court of public opinion has already finalized the case, but we are waiting for justice to be served.
Okay.
In the sense, sir, Dr. Ayini no, Mamimfa praises a man. Now, I like the way he's going about the cases. No?
Others are saying he's just trying people in the...
Debbie, it doesn't make sense. That is what we call transparency.
Okay.
Are they afraid of transparency? No. Because justice is served on whose behalf? The people. So if you are informing the people who gave you the mandate to be in that office, sir, this is how I'm taking my case. These are the revelations that I'm telling the people, so that because it was an open platform.
Yeah.
Obia to me call social media. Eko ye propaganda bi. Uti ademeka no. Ohwe nsema eba say okoji sika wo Dr. Sledge me honi na just a manner uti say agenda on besa omudi gu ne ho fin to say onye credible, but Dr. Ayini is doing superb. He's doing so well. And me bompa say by the end of Bronya no na amount for no ya to omo Bronya party won sawom. I know na me twen. Minua. Because abro madi Ghana for no. Look, that 500 million or so Ghana cedis plus no. Minua, it could have helped a lot of young entrepreneurs build up their businesses. And now me no kasan, me share young lady be. For the first time in this country, me who obi a what me package zomi. Engo zomi ewa tin who obeka say Milo. This lady needs only 1 million Ghana cedis to be able to set up a factory and then export it to the US market. Share product now. Me the share you be amazed say into Ghana na yeah. Me who know for the first I thought she imported it from Malaysia.
Wow.
And you have these political elites loot the state. Who are they on this kind of year? Into what we are calling is there are more cases to come. They name no na say COVID-19 buy no. Ghana for wa ho kire mu. Sebi no. Obi a wa ho kire mu esa odu adoye kra e de kire no more. That was when they even looted us more. Omu milk here more.
GTC Maslock Bibri Oho.
Hey, Maza, in some na ba no. Ye no de e kum. But there ye be bobo in some ano no. Bobo hu say nkrofo say no almost ronyame.
Let's move to the issue. Now, the one Ghana has been withdrawn.
Yes.
Minority say, we told you. But the president has also spoken to the both sector ministers, finance and way, that they should just monitor the situation.
Yeah. Maminfa Asidama, the managers of the economy. At a time where they know that Ghana's economy is highly linked to the outcomes globally. It is true. We share a structure of our economy now. We are very vulnerable. Here. And then Togwasi or Togo Grana, Abekain.
So were the NPP right in saying that then when Russia and Ukraine war it wasn't peaking, it affected the economy somehow. You are referring to Togo, and we are also referring to a missile away for to Israel, to Israel, and saying that it could have effect on the economy. So NPP were right when they said Russia-Ukrainian war.
When you use Get Fund and you collateralize it and you go and raise $1.5 billion in the name of safeguarding our educational sector, yes, still at that time, the free SHS fund, you call double track now. Was that as a result of the Russia-Ukraine war? ESLA, in 2015, omo de buy no, omo penyi mama de buy to fix the mess they created no. Oti asie. MPP for buy no, omo kwaje busia 10 billion Ghana cedis. Mo collateralize ESLA. Was it as a result of Russia-Ukraine war? If at all, we were one of the countries in Africa that benefited from the COVID and Russia-Ukraine war. Minua. Asaba me no kano. Onze yenhwe mu yie. This is a war happening between Israel and then Iran, right? And I quite agree with energy experts. The Strait of Hormuz. Even another country, Egypt, because of the Suez Canal.
Yes, Suez Canal.
So the Houthi rebels in Yemen, almost and they start attacking shipping lines now.
You have to
reroute to the southern tip of South Africa. That would increase the cost of shipments.
Yes.
And you know that we are an import-oriented economy.
True.
In the long term, right? They have to put in measures in place to restructure our economy.
Okay.
Because the bebreno, say you better me empower your industries, and your entrepreneurs now. We'll go a long way in stabilizing Ghana's economy from these global shocks. What did I make? Kwame Nkrumah exit oil refinery. What was the vision behind that? Say Ghana your crude you the free third honum. At the bottom we connect a line so that we find what we consume. And then Russia
these imports.
Import and then Russia Ukraine war fire home bank. And I say Iran Israel war fire home bank. That's all ultimacy here. At the end of the day, we are going to benefit because crude oil prices will cost through.
We also export.
They are not cost through. So they need to create some form of fund that able to absorb these shocks.
Yes.
And what I'm proposing to the government is look, crude oil, fuel, they are all strategic commodities, right? They should hedge an exchange rate.
Okay.
For the importation of these commodities, so that a ban say
the fall,
yes, and kayen, and now I know ban allied fuel station, fuel prices, gasoline, and now petrol is about 10 cedi 49 pesos. Achakra, it's been a long time since me who said you ton for 10 cedi 49 pesos. So we I say a bomb about so because in the course of adversity, if leadership is able to step up their game to mitigate the crisis, then I say a bomb about so that means that they are doing good.
Okay.
Gifty.
Gifty. Just 30 seconds a minute and wrap it up.
All right. So wrap it up there. Me the kind of be an oname Bonia, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni NDC for a year. We've been able to scrap the betting tax, e-levy a year free ho. We've been able to stabilize the dollar no. Abedrube yen I abechi dollar no. New York ya so ye economic whiskey do say wizard do say wine o say die no. Or ye expert in giving lectures when he is in opposition. But ye the too many man on to me in ye no. And your friend Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And NDC for na abechi dollar no enye obi a na achi and ye tete say almost yen fa credit name omo. She omo nim. They don't know anything. They don't have the moral right to be complaining about anything or to teach NDC or His Excellency John Dramani Mahama how to govern a country. This is a man with track records and you come nowhere close to it. There is no president and now Becas or no or Babaya near chain near His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And see, Dagana for Nasi. What they should be doing now is to be praying for him. So mo better na say because or no or TSM and then why sutie I hold it on with the 1 cedi energy levy sector no. Say mo share answer say affect answer na mo day. Mo go on. So this is a president who is focused. This is a president Ghana man na dana kuma. So after your nurses of one also, your catcher almost say government is ready to negotiate with them. Omuniama no more pen into omuka come to omuye. It's just 6 months in a buying way and the goodwill at also.
Thank you, Gifty. Dr. Nusa.
Yes, Binya. The WOHO said, Bamenfa and Krama among for said they should expect something great coming from the movement for change in these coming days. There's going to be big news coming out.
I understand the party road asas here.
Would you news in a bar? Mwambo
Yati.
Now so sano yes say a colade or bon or boachity dear. Yes, I am penny for. Okay. We are matured politically. Okay. And we are the only political group we can keep the NDC to their toes.
Thank you. Dr. Ramsey Nusa, your senior member Movement for Change. And then, of course, Gifty and Bedevi, your deputy constituency woman organizer, Botiano English, your man from, and a member of the National Communication Team for the National Democratic Congress. Well, from Henry Eliud Yankee, my producer, Nana Kwame Opoko being production assistant here. Lois Dogbe, DJ Kobo held me down. Let's do this, God willing, tomorrow. Till meet again, please do good wherever you find yourself. Henry, I'm out.
Onua 95.1 FM. Yeah,